Hi, in this video we'll talk to you about all the betta fish types. Now, betta fish can actually be divided based on their tail types or their colors, but in this video we'll look at all the divisions of tail types. Now, the first type of betta fish tail is the veiled tails. Now, betta fish veiled tails have these long, flowing, downward swooping tails. And know that because this tail type is a dominant gene, this means that it can be a very common tail type and it is easier to breed. However, this betta fish veiled tail type would generally be less aggressive and they are also a weak swimmer. But it is because of this that they are commonly used in community tank. Now, the next betta fish type is the crown tail type. Now, the reason we say it is a crown tail type is because the tail has this spiky crown appearance of a fin. It's kind of like a royal look. However, note that the webbing of this tail cannot reach more than 2/3 of its tail, which then it would be a comb tail, which is the next tail type that we'll talk about. Now, the traits of a betta fish with crown tail are generally very aggressive. And some people have said that crown tail betta fish generally like a slightly more alkaline water, therefore you would want to avoid Indian almond leaf. And the next betta fish tail type is the comb tail type. They are very similar to the crown tail, just that they have very long webbing that is about 2/3 of its comb tail. Note that these betta fish comb tail are generally also quite aggressive. Now, the next betta fish type is double tail type. The double tail betta fish type basically have two distinct tails that are separated from one another. They also tend to have a larger dorsal fin. They are actually originated from Thailand. For this type of betta fish, they are actually a lot harder to rear because most people think that it is a form of genetic mutation, and because they are harder to rear, they are also a lot rarer. That causes their price to be higher than normal betta fish, and they also don't live very long because they are a weaker genetics type. Now, the reason it is called a spade tail is that they have a very clear spade appearance in the caudal fin as well as their base tail. They have a very wide base tail and then it narrows smoothly into a point as if it is a spade shape. Now, this type of betta fish tail are also really rare, so they can also get really expensive, and they can also make for a better community fish because this type of fish are also a lot less aggressive. Now, the next betta fish type is the half moon betta fish type. Now, the reason we say it is half moon is it is literally like a moon cut into half, which means it's 180 degrees, kind of like half a circle. It is first bred in the 1980s and they are actually kept in captivity, so you won't find half moon betta fish in wild. And oftentimes people will find half moon betta fish have more challenges in swimming because of their really large tail. They are also genetically quite aggressive, so most of these betta fish wouldn't be so suitable for community tank. The next betta fish type is over half moon. The reason we call it over half moon is that when they are flaring, their tail will expand over 180 degrees. This would cause the tails and the fins to overlap with one another. And like their half moon counterpart, they are also quite aggressive. The next betta fish type is the delta betta fish type. Now, these are the fish with tail that starts narrow and then it leads wider towards the tip, kind of like a triangular shape, and they do not go over 180 degrees. That would make it a half moon betta fish type. Note that this is a very common betta fin type, and the aggression for this particular fin type is going to vary quite a bit. The next one is going to be a super delta fish type. Now think of this like a delta fish type, just that it is a slightly larger triangle. It generally ranges from 120 degrees to 160 degrees, and if it reaches 180 degrees, once again it becomes a half moon betta fish type. Now the aggression of this fish is going to also vary a lot depending on individual fish. The next betta fish is going to be the half-sun betta fish. The half-sun betta fish is generally a combination of comb tail and half moon. You can actually see them have 180 degrees, but yet they also have really large webbing, but nevertheless they still have that little bit of a spike at the end as if it is a comb tail. These betta fish are also generally quite aggressive. Now, the next betta fish type is the rose-tail betta fish type. Now this is a variation of the half-moon betta fish type. The reason is because there's more branching at the rays of the fin. It is quite a finer branching, giving it like a rose-like aesthetic. Now note that rose-tail betta fish is also more sensitive to disease, therefore they are also slightly rarer compared to the other betta fish type. In terms of their aggression, they are also quite aggressive with this type of betta fish tail. Now, the next type of betta fish tail is also the feather tail type. Now, feather tail is very similar to rose tail. They also have 180 degree like the half moon betta fish, just that it have excessive branching, and the branching is extra ruffled as if it is a feather at the end. Note that because this is also from the half moon lineage of betta fish, they are also quite aggressive. The next betta fish type is our original betta fish. They are the Plakat betta fish type. This type of short fin betta fish, they have very short tail and they are generally round. And Plakat actually means fighting. So this means that they are extremely aggressive, and it is very likely that can actually jump out of the aquarium. Note that these tend to be the most resilient fish because these are the wild betta fish. The next one is the Dumbo ear betta fish type. The reason we call it Dumbo ear is that they have this really large pectoral fins at the side, making it look like the Dumbo the elephant. And they are also a rare form of betta fish type. However, there have also been Dumbo betta fish that have been found in the wild as well, and they are generally also an aggressive type of betta fish. And that's it. Those are all your betta fish types as well as what are their traits with it. Now note that all these betta fish traits would vary according to the individual betta fish, but these are just the general traits that we have found in all these various betta fish types. If you enjoyed this video, you may also find it interesting to visit our facts about betta fish. And if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and comment down below if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the next betta fish video. Take care.